iRacing, you wanted the best, you got them for abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the world of Outlaws.
Welcome to Williams Grove Speedway, host to round number 4 of the World of Outlaws Craftsman Sprint Car Series, live here on iRacing Live, RaceSpot TV, and of course DirtVision.com. So it's myself, Cam Walsh, it's Randy Chenworth, and it's Hugo Louis bringing you the coverage of the 410 Wing Sprint Cars rolling here at Williams Grove. And Randy, Williams Grove, it seems to be a love-hate relationship. Paperclip racetrack, pretty quick corners, very long stretch where you can really throw it deep into the corners. However you may please to find that grip. Track going to be a little bit worn in, hopefully. Not as much as last week's, but it should get worn in today.
Yeah, I got some moderate usage here at Williams Grove, and I love this racetrack, and I love the slick racing. It's very difficult, and it's going to really be a big ask for these guys to try to race here at a track like this and make passes happen. It's going to be very difficult and very fun to see.
Yeah, opened in 1939. Mechanicsburg, PA has been home to wing sprints for a very long time. Just a quick look, though, at the overall point standings. We might as well show them. It is fairly straightforward. Every week you're watching these names, and yet here they are on the top of the stats. It's still Logan Seavey. He's got 756 championship points over Austin Semmelman and Steven Renaud. And then there's also Kevin J. Holly and Tim Ryan. Your top 5, well, unsurprisingly, they're here tonight. Robert Kerstetter, he's here tonight. Derek Walker, he's here tonight, and he's actually qualified on pole, which we'll get into in just a few moments' time. But either way, your standings, Randy, are pretty much all here in attendance, and that just goes to show you how important this Monday night tradition is.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a fantastic night of racing. I think, like you said, all the top 5 are here. Going to be one of the quicker races, I think, one of the more competitive races, and going to be really interesting to see qualifying really, really close. And for the first time in a while, Logan Seavey doesn't come away with pole position.
No, and it is actually showing right now anyways. There's still a couple of cars circulating. I think Robert Kerstetter is, but I think he's gotten his qualifying times long done. Yeah, he does, so he's just getting the laps down. But either way, it goes to the Californian of Derek Walker. And let's actually take a look at our starting grid here, as we've only got about 20 seconds left in the qualifying session. But absolutely everybody has put in their qualifying times to do. So the only car I don't see is Tim Ryan, who is parked. And I think it's safe to say he is not going to be able to make the qualifying times, as the time has already expired. So let's take a look at our starting grid here for round number 4 of the World of Outlaws Craftsman Sprint Car Series here at Williams Grove. It goes to the number 9 car of Derek Walker. He is going to be starting first with a 16.5. Austin Semmelman will start in second. Logan Seavey and Kevin J. Holly share the second road. We'll see what they can do. Steven Renaud and Chad Robinson in row number 3. Ray Farlow and Rhett Starnes will be starting behind, with Robert Kerstetter and Alex Bergeron rounding out your top 10, and then your non-qualifier, Tim Ryan. And Randy, well, Tim Ryan, he had the fastest time in practice. We'll see what he'll do here without a qualifying lap posted. I think he had some issues getting that qualifying time, so he's going to have to fight his way through the field.
Yeah, and it's always great to see people doing that sort of thing, not able to get their qualifying time in, and for whatever reason, maybe it's a mistake, maybe they just, got set up wrong, who knows, but the fact that he was quick in practice means that he might be quick in the race. Hopefully we can watch him slowly come up through the field. So you note, that practice time, only 0.8 of a second off of P number 2, so that number 4 machine is quick.
Yeah, absolutely, and we'll have to see just how these guys get rolling here, as, of course, we're sitting behind that iRacing's official pace truck. which we of course love to have. Wish we could bring that to other places, but instead we get the trucks in the dirt. No surprise there. And speaking of these dirt cars, 410 Wing Sprint cars, you know the formula if you've been following along all last season and this season. We're going to go round number 4 of Williams Grove. It's a bit difficult. We've only got these 4 different tracks to go to, but it is always impressive to see just how the different temperatures and the different track surfaces, starting states, can really change these racetracks. It is hot today, 86 degrees Fahrenheit, 93 on the track, so these guys are going to be sweltering in this Pennsylvanian heat, as of course it is just to be getting the beginning of July. And of course we do have to of course say Happy Independence Day to everyone out there tomorrow. Hope you do figure out something to do and do enjoy it, and Happy Canada Day. I believe that was yesterday, so either way, or perhaps it was the day before yesterday, but either way, Randy, these guys are getting themselves set and squared, and we're gonna go green here at Williams Grove.
This is going to be a fantastic. I've already said it a few times, but Williams Grove is my favorite racetrack. I love the long straights. I love the tight corners. I love the fact that it's worn in. People are going to have to be searching for grip, really going to have to pick and choose their spots and when and where they make their moves. This is going to be a fun night of racing. I think the top's going to come in, and I think the bottom's going to work a little bit for people to try to throw some slide jobs down. I don't think you're going to see people sticking to the bottom, but I think there's going to be enough grip on entry that you can slide up in front of someone if you have the pace.
Well, you throw enough wing on that car, and you get that thing raked enough. As there's a car that's been pulled off up to the top of the track. Not sure who that is. Rhett Starnes. So not sure necessarily what he is doing there, but either way, the cars are getting themselves sorted out and ready to roll here. Of course, Rhett Starnes, he was going to be starting in the 8th position, and here he comes. He's trying to work his way through, which is always sketchy when these cars are going slow. But either way, he gets set just in time, and Derek Walker, he is getting ready to take the green here, and he will go, and we are green here at Williams Grove Speedway, Mechanicsburg, PA. We're live here on iRacing Live, RaceSpot TV, and of course, DirtVision.com.
Good start by everybody. You see the number 9 of Derek Walker already starting to stretch the field as the number 1 and the number 2. That's Semmelman and Logan Seavey. They're fighting back and forth, so we got yellow out on the speedway.
Tim Ryan and the other car of Robert Kerstetter here. Not quite sure how this developed. They were coming out of corner number 2. Looks like Kerstetter a little high. Oh, you know what? He picked up some grip and straightened out lightning quick. And Alex Bergeron was there on the outside. Nothing he could really have done there. And once they made contact, he collected Tim Ryan. Tim Ryan, another innocent victim, of course. Our Australian here today. His race is going to be ending early.
Yeah, unfortunate incident for him, but early incident that we've gotten here tonight. Oh, never great, but hopefully these guys get themselves calmed down under this yellow, get themselves back out for some good green flag racing. I'm really excited to watch these top 3 between Walker, Seavey, and Semmelman. All of them similar pace, all of them very fast. It's going to be a lot of fun watching them fight this one out.
Yeah, and you know what? If we're going to get it out of the way, let's get out of the way early. And it wasn't even really a racing incident per se. You could see he was coming off, actually, if you're following along with Derek Walker right now. He's coming off of the corner. You see that shininess fade away. Where that shininess faded away was exactly where Kerstetter's grip caught. And once he caught that grip, he straightened right out and ended up collecting Bergeron, and that sent him to the inside and into Tim Ryan. So it's just a matter of finding that grip. Of course, it's a bit difficult going from practice and qualifying and solo running to now you're going too wide into a corner for not necessarily the first time. Of course, these guys have been racing here for a while, but it's hard to just warm yourself up like that. Derek Walker popping a couple of bit of wheel stands as he's getting ready to rock and roll back here at Mechanicsburg, PA.
Yeah, these 410s are a lot of fun for doing that. Lights out on the pace truck, and just trying to get himself probably a little bit excited, get himself a good start. Just 800 horsepower, not a lot of weight. Just put that pedal to the floor, bring the front tires up, get off it quickly. No harm, no foul, but just a lot of fun to do.
Absolutely. So Derek Walker, he is primed and ready to get this show on the road once again. So here we go. Pace truck safely off to the infield, and it is going to be all to these 410 Wing Sprint cars. Here they go. Hold for 1 second, hold for 2 seconds. Derek Walker, he's on the green. We are green once again at Williams Grove Speedway. Logan Seavey, he had a little bit of a jump. They're all throwing their wings into corner number 1. Very heavy Logan Seavey, he's staying way low, but they're all now almost single file as we get a green going here at Williams Grove.
Good start. Oh, the number 1 and the number 9. They get into it heavy in 3 and 4. The 9 is Derek Walker. Not a great run into corner number 3. I think he lost that back end a little bit. We're going to stay green, but the 1 of Logan Seavey is going to inherit the lead. After that one, we got a car spinning down the back straightaway. It's the 5.
Alex Bergeron, he is stopped on the front stretch, trying desperately to keep that car out of the front wall. He does indeed, and I don't know who spun in the background, but either way, we're staying green here, so why don't we just go with it? As that fight for the lead turned into, well, a bit of a difficulty there. He went very slow into corner number 3, trailed it through 4, and he ended up getting cycled back. That's Derek Walker, of course. But either way, it goes to Logan Seavey. Whether he wanted it or not is irrelevant. He is now up front. He's got to get these laps going down. He's got to get some speed.
I think he definitely would have wanted this Cam 100%, get himself out to an early lead and out in front of the number 2 of Austin Simmelman by about half a second as they work themselves into 1 and 2. Now trying to work the bottom, looking for that grip is that number 1 machine as he comes on the back straightaway, and Simmelman think he closed a little bit through 1 and 2. Can he do it again through 3 and 4? Yes, he can. I think that number 2 machine a little bit more hooked up to the 1 right now.
Yeah, and looking back, I'm seeing Steven run out. He is trying to fight for positions. He's doing what I would do. He's sticking to the inside. Chad Robinson doing what you would do, staying way to the outside, and it seems the inside working fairly well for that number 7 as he is piked right on the inside, a couple inches away from that post, and he is able to pull it up front. It's not necessarily a slide job per se because he had the momentum and the speed, but here comes Derek Walker. He's on the inside. Kevin J. Holly's feeding the inside line, and Randy, I think that inside is starting to come in here as these cars are starting to work their way through a little bit of lap traffic with Alex Bergeron.
Yeah, your leaders right now trying to get around that number 6. You see the leaders go low in 1 and 2. Bergeron working the cushion. You see the 1 of Seavey gets around quickly. Next is Austin Tillman to try to get through next as well.
Yeah, and so Bergeron letting these guys go through, which is the smart thing to do. I'm sure, of course, he'd wish to be fighting for position, but either way, I'm seeing people on the inside. Semmelin, he's on the inside line, as well as Steven Renaud. Renaud actually pulling away from Chad Robinson, Randy. He's getting himself quite the gap, and he's really dumping that car mid-corner and then punching it on corner exit, and that's exactly where he is finding his speed, as his lap time was almost a full hundredths faster than Chad Robinson behind.
These guys are fighting really, really hard right now. They've gotten somewhat separated due to some of this lap traffic. Closest fight out there on the racetrack, though, is definitely between first and second. Logan Seavey still trying to run away from Austin Silverman as they approach halfway, but Silverman in the past several laps has been doing a great job bringing that gap down.
Yeah, and either way, though, just looking, Steven Renaud, his lap time, actually, lap time from all 3 were right in the 17 flats, and actually, Austin Semmelman, he goes a little bit faster at 16.993, so he's dipping into the 16s. He's almost running qualifying times on these cars as we're running already onto lap number 16 of this 30-lap race. They are going way off the throttle. Let's see if we can go on board with Austin Semmelman. We're going to try to see here what Semmelman's doing, how his throttles are rolling. We're just going to listen to that 410 as it's roaring as he is trying to hunt down Logan Seavey. It's a Logan Seavey with a 17.0. It's Austin Semmelman, a 16.9. He is running faster lap times. You saw how early he was dumping off the throttle and just how they almost seem to stop mid-corner and then they punch it onto the outside here. As this track, I think the outside, Randy, is wearing very quickly much away. They are working that inside line, and boy, these lap times are dropping.
Groove is sort of falling out of favor. The outside not working great as well, but see both drivers, your leaders, going down to the bottom, up against the wall, now onto the front straightaway, and Austin Semmelman still trying to do everything in that 1 of Logan Seavey. The gap's within 2/10.
Yeah, and Logan Seavey, I'm not sure necessarily. Of course, they don't have mirrors per se, but I'm sure he can feel that number 2 car. It's 1 versus 2. No surprise there because, of course, the numbers are based on where, of course, your iRating lays. So it's your top 2 iRating drivers racing for position number 1 and 2. No surprise there with 8 laps to go. Seavey, This is a fight that I think has been brewing all season long, as Steven Renaud, his lap times, while still very quick, is right in lockstep with your front two cars, so it doesn't look like he is going to be able to catch you. Where Chad Robinson, he's falling behind by a 10. Derek Walker, though, he is able to really pull the lap times together, but he is just not able to do it. But so those guys are all staying one at lockstep in another. But either way, this battle between Logan Seavey and Austin Sellerman, they're in each other's wheel tracks. Almost the right front of Austin Sellerman's car almost went in between the lefts. But either way, they're pulling their way through here. So very close, and actually loses the nose, but he manages to save it, going across the start-finish line with enough time, if he's quick, to catch it. That's either way. No, go ahead, Randy.
They're pushing as hard as they can here in the closing stage of this race. 5 laps to go, Cam, but Austin Sellerman getting put on the back foot early and down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Both of them working the bottom. Sellerman's been quick as we have to push hard to reel in that one.
Yeah, and so he's just trying to pedal it, trying to throw it through. Where can he find this grip? I think Logan Seavey has found whatever grip Austin Semmelman was having. So either way, they're just starting to get to that point. We're down to 3 laps to go, and actually Seavey maybe rolls a little bit too far out. Austin Semmelman, he is trying to hunt down. He is still going 100th faster. I think he just slides in a little bit on the brakes, a little less on the brakes, and he is there. Austin Semmelman in pursuit. He has been waiting for this all season long. 2 laps to go here in Williams Grove Speedway, and here comes Austin Semmelman. Will he chop down to the inside? Will he try to make a pass on the far outside? That's exactly what he does. He goes to the berm. He'll get the overshoot. Will they pull along side by side? Seavey does not close the door. They're going 2 by 2. We're on 2 laps to go here, and here comes Semmelman on the outside, really throwing out that berm, as he is now there doing side by side once again. Just so very close, a couple of inches between the wheels, and here comes Seavey. He slides up to the top, giving Semmelman the bottom. Semmelman was not able to get the acceleration as he was on the sticky stuff, and here they go through the inside on the final lap, and here comes Semmelman. He's got it almost. He's got the inside line. I believe that's the preferred line coming through here, as here comes Seavey on the outside. What will he do? It is going to go to Austin Semmelman in a drag race to the finish here at Williams Grove Speedway, and Austin Semmelman, just like that, after 30 laps of running, almost 10 minutes of racing right here, Randy, and that was amazing.
Amazing to see out here by these guys. Fantastic wheel work by Austin Sellerman and Logan Seavey. They were fighting tooth and nail. Some of the hardest sprint car racing I've seen on the sim yet, for the win in the big Monday night broadcast race for them to bring it home clean. Fantastic driving by both.
Oh, just let's get a moment to catch my breath there. First, we'll let the music cue up a little bit here. Oh, my goodness. So, that was some very good, hard racing, and of course, that was for the win. The number 2 car, well, he'll come home in first after 9 minutes and 55 seconds of running. Austin Semmelman, he'll come home with it. The Midwest driver, he is going to get his victory. Logan Seavey, .082 at the line. Chad Robinson, he'll finish in 3rd. Steven Renaud in 4th. Derek Walker will come home in 5th after starting first but dropping back. Kevin J. Holly, not much there, started 4th. They'll end up 6th. Ray Farlow will finish in the 7th position. And Rhett Starnes, he retired. Alex Bergeron, he's a retirement. Robert Kerstetter and Tim Ryan, that first lap incident. Randy, that has got to be, I think, the closest finish we have seen yet here in the World of Outlaws Craftsman Sprint Car Series here live on iRacing.
Easily, we've seen some fantastic racing with, Logan Seavey, Christopher Bell, Austin Sellerman, Kevin J. Holly. A lot of quick guys up near the front, but that is 100% the closest finish we've had. Margin of victory at the line, under a tenth of a second. I always say Williams Grove is going to be great, and that's definitely the best race we've had of our Monday night broadcast, for sure.
Yeah, hands down. That middle line was really faded away, and I was wondering when Semmelman was going to push that outside berm, and boy, did he push it. Those last 2 laps, he really let it fly up onto the high side, and once they started trading, going high-low, I mean, it was, I don't want to say it was game over for Logan Seavey, but it was definitely an absolute battle between these 2 guys, and really it was the kind of battle you would expect to see on any Friday or Saturday night, because these guys gave each other enough racing room, but they were certainly competing for the win, and that was a beautiful thing to see.
Certainly was. I can't wait for next week after that. That was great fun. Both of you guys, to Austin, to Logan, thanks for putting on the great show on Monday.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, Derek Walker, I'm sure he would have loved to have been involved in that, but there was that little bit of the incident coming through 3 and 4 there, where Walker seemed to have really been a little bit slowing up, and the CV there had nowhere to go and sort of nipped him. Perhaps he was going in a little bit too quick or not, but either way, though, Austin Sullivan, that was an absolutely fantastic one. But either way, we're gonna go take a quick ad break. We're gonna see if we can get anybody in here to talk about this great finish, and if not, we'll close it up. But either way, you're watching the World of Outlaws Craftsman Sprint Cars series on iRacing Live, RaceSpot TV, and DirtVision.com. We'll be right back. Williams Grove, PA, Williams Grove Speedway, I guess I should say, Mechanicsburg, PA, Williams Grove Speedway, the half mile, giving us our closest finish to date. Next week, of course, we're going to be going to Eldora under the lights once again, and that is going to be another 30-lap race at the Big E. But either way, this race at Williams Grove, Randy, absolutely fantastic. It's to show you why these paperclip tracks are just so darn good in these 410 wing sprint cars. You start getting guys side by side, they're searching for that dirt. And I think that we were seeing that from last season, where the track was starting almost new every race. This time we're starting to get that worn-in track surface, and we're really getting some good racing.
I love it. The track surfaces we had last season, of course, I mean, you know, we've talked about this every week, but the fact that they were just so grippy made it actually difficult for these guys to race, in the sense that there's basically one fast groove around the racetrack. That's kind of where you got stuck. Here, with, you know, starting out with the track pretty much well worn in, people can, you know, look for the grip and move around. There might be a quick line early, especially around the top when these tracks are this worn in, but as these cars run laps, you know, get 10, 15, 20 laps in, that preferred line starts to die off, and then you see other lines start to form in, and well, it worked a plenty tonight.
Well, I thought it was really interesting just how Austin Semmelman, he had stayed to the inside almost the entire race, just lap after lap after lap, and then with 2 to go, he throws it to the outside, and he had to trust that berm was there, and not only did it worked enough to where he was able to pull alongside on the outside of Seavey and then make the pass. So that really just goes to show you some heads up from that number 2 driver of Austin Semmelman. But either way, I think it's about that time that we start closing up shop here. I think they're going to be partying a bit too hard down there in pit lane. So either way, for RaceSpot TV, for Hugo Louis, for myself, Cam Walsh, and for Randy Chenworth, of course, this has been a RaceSpot TV production on iRacing Live and DirtVision.com. Any information? Well, you can find it on iRacing. But either way, we're going to the Big E next week under the lights, and it is going to hopefully be as good as a race as we can do. .082 was the finish at the line here at Williams Grove. Let's see if we can do one better at Eldora. So we hope to see you all next week, and you all take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye.